Well, I'm excited to bring this show to the community here because I think the subject is very relevant to what we're dealing with, and that is to rediscover the ecological and social functions of park systems, allowing people within the city to literally take their grandchild by the hand in the neighborhood and walk to the countryside and visit the family in the rural setting, and together they can walk to the wilderness and back again without ever crossing the same path. This is the essential principle of park systems, and that's why I'm very excited to bring it here, because like many cities, Lausanne has the makings for a fantastic park system. Yes. Well, this was a great discovery for me in the research because I found that, in fact, before urban design and its emphasis on technology and economy, there was civic design, which was really having a focus on community and ecology. So, in brief, after the founding of the first school of planning in the world in Liverpool in 1909, it was called the School of Civic Design. And this was interesting because it was led by sociologists and landscape architects, along with architects and other disciplines. And it was really a transdisciplinary effort which focused on the creation of these park systems. And after the Second War, there became a new impetus to shift the focus from community and ecology to technology and economy. And this was done with the support of a number of industrial companies, let's say, and the foundations that they run. So from 1953 to 56, there was a deliberate effort to displace the civic design programs, places like MIT and Harvard, and replace them with urban design programs. So this is a history that's very little known, and so I'm excited to share with people about it. It might open their eyes also to understand how they can take an active role to bring a focus to community and ecology. I would say maybe the most beautiful drawing from this collection of things that we're showing is the 1936 plan for Geneva. It's so coherent, and it's more complete maybe than any of the other plans that we found in this collection. From the standpoint of historic relevance, I would say that the discoveries we made of these two previously unknown park systems from Frank Lloyd Wright for his home community in Spring Green, Wisconsin, and the park system by his son, Frank Lloyd Wright Jr., for Los Angeles some years later. These were really important discoveries, I think, from the standpoint of historic scholarship. Yes, well, really, it comes from being a skateboarder, I can say, and making a living as a designer of skate parks, and realizing how much more useful it is, even in the case of a skate park, for example. Instead of making a single location, one place in the city, you stretch it out into a corridor that allows mobility through that circuit. So you can have not only skateboards, but wheelchairs, and bicycles, and scooters, and every kind of rolling mobility. So that's, in essence, creating a kind of set of corridors for mobility throughout the city for wheels. So this goes along with reinforcing pedestrian circuits, also with allowing people to have various modes of mobility through the city. The challenge to interpret this from a book into a public exhibition is to keep something of the sense of discovery one has as you're turning the pages and seeing commonalities between the discoveries from the archive. In the gallery, of course, they're all in one space. So to keep a certain intimacy and a certain focus on these discoveries from the various archives that we've found the materials in was the challenge, but also the great joy was to see these things hanging in one place. It's a very powerful impact when you're accustomed to seeing them page after page, and now to see them full size in the gallery with the other drawings related to the archival materials we found. It's very exciting. I think Archizoom is so special because it's in fact about the fourth or fifth event we've done together with the Archizoom team. And what's so important here, I think, is that it's really about the scholarly community, but also inviting the community from Lausanne to the campus and to see that there's a reciprocal interest between what's happening on campus and what's happening in the city. I think anyone who has an interest to take an active, participating role in their community will find this show to be inspiring, because it shows how these park systems in fact rely on the communities that live there in those places with these parks. People will be very surprised to discover some new things about their own city as shown on these historic maps, and specifically as related to who was responsible for canalizing the rivers and how we might go about undoing that historic act.